Hi, Richie Truxello here, also known as Doc Legendary, and I want you to play on Project Lazarus. One of my favorite things about Everquest is playing my own 6-box team with some automation tools. It is the most fun that you can have with Everquest, bar none, if you played back in 1999 to 2004. And Project Lazarus is bar none the best place to do it, in my opinion. Active community, your team becomes like part of your family. Am I right, family? Holla! Well, it turns EverQuest into like this real-time strategy game where you're constantly monitoring the parameters and what spell orders they're going to cast, when they're going to heal your tanks, when they're going to heal your off tanks, when they're going to DPS and assist. And it really turns it into this really cool real-time strategy game. So if you're looking for something different and you want some of that old nostalgia recaptured from 1999 and the early 2000s, where I feel like gaming experienced a renaissance, man, I highly recommend that you 6-box a team on Project Lazarus server. So let's talk getting started. So let's talk about buffs. So in the Plane of Knowledge, you're going to find this lovely young lady NPC, Rubrae. And Rubrae is awesome for 2 reasons. Number one, if you hail her and you're low level, I think it's below 15, you can get free buffs that will give you a damage shield, some regen, and really help your squad, your 6-box, really get started. If you're soloing, it'll help you even more. But she also offers advanced buffs, 4, 6, 8, 10 hours for a certain amount of platinum. And so for 4 hours is 750 platinum, which that sounds like a lot of money, but there's a special currency that drops the diamond coins. You can vendor them for about 220 platinum a pop. They sell to other players from anywhere from 280 to 315 because you can trade them in for AAs. But the advanced buffs are awesome. Like they give you close to like a 75 damage shield. They give you all this regen. They increase your HP by a ton. And like you could just go in there and wreck all these old zones with the advanced buffs going. And in addition to that, if you can get together 45 diamond coins, you can also buy this awesome Rubrae's Orb of Buffing, which comes with 20 charges that you can use on an ad hoc basis to basically give you the advanced buffs anytime you need them. So every 4 hours, you just click. You do like me and you die a lot, you go and get your corpse and then click, you're up and running. I don't have them running right now because I just took a Dirtnap. So let's talk about that real quick as well. We're going to talk about getting your corpse back because let me tell you, I die all the time in Everquest. That's just how it is. That is how I play the game. I got GM buffs earlier. First thing I did is like, we're going to take down some raid mobs. And so I tried to take down one. I tried to get one of the Plane of Fire minis down. I got 4 ads. I was doing awesome. And then I pulled the other mini raid mob and got flattened. So right before we recorded this, we went to see my favorite NPC in the game, other than Rubrae. This guy, a priest of Luckland. All right, this guy, if you have the money, and when you're young, it doesn't, when you're below level 15, it doesn't cost you any money. But you hail him, and he will summon your corpse at max level for 150 platinum, which is nothing, or 1 diamond coin. And some people use diamond coins. I'd rather just, you can sell the diamond coins for 220 plat, to a vendor. Duh, use the platinum. But some people are lazy like that. Well, you can get your corpse summoned, and then you can come over here to where Emberwild is and talk to Grinnick, the priest of resurrection. And for a price, he will give you a full 100% resurrection if you don't have a cleric. Now, I don't have that problem because I have a level 70 cleric with my crew. But it is very, very nice to be able to do corpse recovery. Gone are the days where you have to sit for hours recovering your corpse. It takes you 5 minutes. It's a minor inconvenience. But, pro tip, make sure you keep money in the bank on one of your characters because they still spawn naked back at your bind point. Right? And there's Ember Wild. She's dead, and she's now alive and ready to go and do some awesome stuff. So here is Clan Legendary out here. This is my crew here, my 6-box crew. My kid's got one of her own, but we're flying solo tonight. I'm gonna have my dudes follow me. Next thing I want to show you guys is just an awesome idea. What is the worst thing about Everquest in general? It doesn't respect your time. It takes forever to get everywhere. Now, back in the day, it's really cool that there's this massive world that you can go explore, and it takes you hours to go from Qeynos to Freeport or whatever. You have to run through Kithakor Forest. Well, that was cool back in the day, but now with games coming out like Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft, there's a lot of games now that are a lot more respectful of your time. So no longer do you have to sit around and wait for a druid port and pay them 20 plat. God forbid you got to find a wizard to get you to one of the wizard spires. That was one of the cool social aspects of EverQuest. In my opinion, those days are long gone. And you can tell me you can play on a TLP server. I've played on a time lock progression server on live. I even played on Mischief for a little while under incognito. It was not my cup of tea, and I'll leave it at that. But if you want to experience the old content, you know what's really cool? They have 2 NPCs. There's one in the Temple of Mar and one in the Plane of Knowledge. His name is Valium. And if you hail Valium, he will send you to most of the zones in the game with just a click. So you want to go to Abysmal Sea? You just tell them, go to Abysmal Sea. You want to go to Bastion of Thunder? Go to Bastion of Thunder. Well, guess what? I'm going to show you something else cool about Project Laz. You can have your own instances. And so we are going to target Valium as a group. I've got these group commands here. And we're going to say, take us to the Plane of Fire. Boom. Off we go to the Plane of Fire. All right, so here we are in Doomfire, and someone's already here, like, farming the crap out of it, because there are a ton of dead stuff around here. But that's not what we're here for. In a lot of zones, there is this cool NPC named Rokuth. He is the Expedition Master. And if you hail him for a fee, and in Plane of Fire, it's 7,500 plat, because diamonds drop. But like Crypt of Nadox is only 2,500, and that's where a lot of people go. You can have your private instance for a certain amount of hours for your group. You can also do it for a raid. So if you want to bring some friends along, like I did that with a guy named Warnax the other night. We went to Hardcore Blackborough and yucked it up there. Made some great AA. Thanks, Warnax, if you ever watched this. That was a lot of fun. It was a great hour. But we took our 2 6-box teams and killed it. But basically, we just all target Rokuth after I've paid my 7,500 plat, and we just say enter. Boom. And so everyone's going to enter my version of the Plane of Fire. Here we are. Who's in the zone? There's only 6 of us. Who is it? Clan Legendary. Right? So one of the other things I'd like to point out is the GMs here on Project Lazarus are just responsive and fantastic. They're currently running GM events recently. It's really awesome. Sometimes Eris shows up and randomly gives people sandwiches that have food and drink stat buffs, in addition to giving you GM buffs and stuff. KinglyKrab also does a good job of interacting with the community. And of course, Damien sometimes just out of nowhere drops these amazing weird buffs that like give 200% XP and stuff. So the GMs actively develop and care about the community, which is not something that you really see on live at all. You see a lot of guides give out these really terrible quests on live, but they're just not the same. I've participated in a couple of them, and you get like some really bad stat food that I could easily pick up in the Bazaar for super cheap. And that's probably not their fault. No, much love to the volunteer guides out there who, do work on behalf of Daybreak Games, but I think Daybreak probably has a policy that they're not allowed to give any true fat loot away. That's not the case on Laz. On Laz, like, they take care of people. They make you feel like you're valued if you're following the rules, and there is tons of awesome loot for this era to pick up. And so, saluting him for buffs. This is KinglyKrab of Lazarus server. He's one of the active GMs here. This man is like always on and always helping people out. You see people always needing help with some type of issue. He's one of the people that's here. There's Hotshot, there's Eris that I see around a lot. But these people are here to make your experience on Laz better. And they do it all on a volunteer basis, which I think is amazing and just is a testament to how great this community is and the longevity of this server, which I wish I'd known about this 2 or 3 years ago when evidently it started. But this is an example of, I just asked him, like, hey, can you make an appearance? Let me take some footage of you. Here he is, KinglyKrab in the flesh. All right, why is everyone clustered around this guy? This is Amphirtixi, or whatever the heck you call him. I don't know. If Damien was watching this, he's probably going to laugh his butt off at my pronunciations, but I don't care. This guy's awesome. But this is the reason why diamond coins have so much value. It's because this guy will convert AA points to diamond coins at a 1 to 3 ratio. So 1 AA point equals 3 diamond coins. So for those who are affluent and have lots of platinum, they can easily get a character up to speed by buying bunches of diamond coins from other players who need the platinum. And so it's a very there's this like synergy between the haves and the have-nots in terms of AAs. But there's this constant ebb and flow, and I feel like it keeps the economy flowing, because the Bazaar is actually fairly active with a lot of good loot that you can really easily twink your guys with if you can do that. Thing is, it's a lot harder to grind out 200 diamond coins, because they drop, they don't drop like candy. They drop frequently, but they don't drop like all the time. But AA points here, I mean, we were just in there, and I've got 49 AA points I can trade in, and I could probably get 135. I don't know. I can't do the math. 147 diamond coin, which 200 I just sold for quite a bit in the Bazaar, because I've got my trader on right now, and I just sold 2 stacks of 200, and I have about 100k platinum for that. So you can very easily gear up your tunes by selling diamond coin as you accumulate AAs. Now, granted, in my opinion, you're never going to want to convert AAs to diamond coins on your cleric or your tank, because those are your 2 most crucial tunes, your healer and your tank, especially your tank, because your tank's going to take all the punishment. They need to get combat stability and combat agility and all of their core aggro management skills up to snuff so they can tank bigger and badder things. Your hero obviously has to keep the tank up, but all your other DPS stuff, as someone once described it, at a certain point is fluff. Like, once you get, your Berserker, like their decapitation AA, like you get 1 or 2 points in that, and a good weapon, like they're doing good enough DPS that you can convert their AA points to a certain point where they're geared out. And once they're geared out, the stats will have them doing more DPS. Then you can start focusing on getting them better AAs and increasing their DPS even further. So I wanted to show you that. That's a really unique thing about Lazarus, is being able to do this conversion of diamond coins to AA points. What else can you do with diamond coins? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go down to here and see the special vendors on Laz. So the first one we talked about, this is the Diamond Coin Miscellaneous, Maxia. This is where you get the infamous Rubrae's Orb of Buffing. Do not buy the lesser buffer. It is not worth it. There's these special things here. The greatest Eris ale ever. I'm going to see if I can get Eris to give me a freebie, because she's super nice and always helps us out. But this Rubrae's Orb of Buffing is 45. And here's something else that's amazing. You can buy a Mana Stone if you manage to accumulate 5,600 diamond coin. And I know people who have this and they never run out of mana, ever. Not a goal of mine right now, but, you know, whatever. We're going to go in here. Let's say you want to slowly gear up. Like, here's all your NPCs. So if you want to, like, get all your classic armor, like you want a Cloak of Flames, you can get one for 40 diamond coin. Staff of Forbidden Rites, your Blade Stopper, your Earth Shaker. Not that I would suggest you do that. Cunark armor, Valis armor, Luckland armor, all that stuff. The person I want to show you, though... Well, first you got your Planes of Power armor here. They're a little bit more pricey. But... Quasar. Or Quasar. Whatever. Quasar. Epic quest items. Look at this. You need your Dragon Scales, your Wing Blade, your Soul Leech Dark Soul of Blood. These are usually the bottlenecks for your epic quests. And you can spend diamond coin and get past those. Don't have to camp Quillamane in the Karanas trying to find the Pegasus Feather Cloak. You can just farm and get it naturally. So getting your epic 1.5 is not that huge of a deal. Now your 2.0, you're going to need help because you're going to have to get Anguish access, which that zone requires collecting the 7 Signet rings and getting flagged for that, so you can engage in those raid content encounters. And that's where some really good loot drops, but that's also where your epic 2.0, some of your items are going to need there. So anyway, very well put together. All right, here we are inside the Plane of Knowledge library, where you'll find all your spells up to level 65. Everything that's 66 through 70 is dropped with Muramite runes or crafted by researchers and sold on the Bazaar. Now, what I wanted to show you up here is not only is all your tomes and stuff in there, you'll find them in the normal places that you normally would, but there's this NPC named Mavis. And if you hail Mavis, Mavis will take you to the Plane of Hate A and B, Plane of Fear, and some of you have never seen the Plane of Sky, but it will take you to the Plane of Sky, and with the bonus of not stripping all your buffs when you get there. So very cool if you want to see some content that you haven't been able to see before. You know, if you want to go and try to get your Fiery Avenger, if you're a paladin and you want to do it, you know, go through all the islands, and I forget where I had to go. Was it Island 4 that you had to do your turn in on? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been to the Plane of Sky on live. So another thing I like about the Lazarus community is the shared experience buffs. So Radiant Bane here just announced he's going to share a bottle of Advanced Shared Adventure 5. So when this goes out, it'll be server-wide. So as long as you're not zoning or you're currently dirt napping, you get a buff for 4 hours that pretty much doubles your experience points. It's like 102% of your XP, which is really cool. Like, the community's really good at trying to take care of each other. Some of the OG people that have played on the server for a while will purposely buy up people's gold coins for platinum so that they can get a start, but so that they can also get a bottle of advanced shared adventure out to everyone else. Not so just they can grind out AAs and stuff, but so that everyone else can benefit. And that's, to me, that's a really great thing, because on live it's only for your group, but here on Lazarus, they're serverwide XP potions, which I think are great. And there it goes. There it went out. So I'm just going to show you real quick. There's the buff, as you can see here. Experience gained by 102% for 4 hours. And I want to point out, this effect persists through death, which is really important for me, because I die a lot. I've died twice today, the raid mobs, and that was with GM buffs. So now let's talk about gold coins. So people will see GC for sale, you know, and going rate for gold coins is about 10k platinum right now per gold coin. What do gold coins do? Well, the main thing they do is these vendors here. So you can buy cosmetic items with them. So you can get ornaments for your weapons that look awesome. You want the Axe of Storms ornament? You can totally buy the Axe of Storms ornament. And it looks, you know, really cool. You have all these things that you can buy that make your weapons look awesome. You can have illusions, so you can make yourself look like something awesome. Miscellaneous. You can get... This is the item that people want the most. That is the Bottle of an Advanced Shared Adventure 5, which we talked about earlier in the video, which gives everyone on the server a 100% XP buff for 4 hours. You are people's hero when you pop this out. You can also race change your person with gold coin in the Discord. You can also, if you don't like where you place your AAs, you can spend a certain amount of gold coin based on the amount of AAs you have to reset your AA points and redistribute them the way that you see fit, which I think is amazing. And with an AA reset, a lot of people will transfer their AAs from one character to another, which is why this Everquest NPC is so flippin' awesome, in my humble opinion. So, gold coins are really cool. I would highly recommend donating to the server if you have the means, just every once in a while, because this is probably the most well-run emulator server that I've been on. And you're talking to someone who played Incognito, and I purposely played Incognito on Project 99 for a while. Yes, I know there was someone who was named Richardo on Project 99. That was not me, and nor did I play a Paladin on P99, because the Paladins were just on P99, as they were in live when they came out. But anyway, the donate to the server, because the people who run the server are super laid back, super cool, and really work to make sure that the players are well taken care of. I've seen more GM interaction on this server than I have my entire years of playing live in Everquest. I've been here like a month, and I've seen more interaction from these folks than anyone else. All right, another thing on Project Lazarus that's great is Lost Dungeons of Norrath is fully implemented, and they have an NPC here to help you get your LDON Adventure Stone. Now, I have not done this. They also have a Magus that helps you get to all the different camps, the zones that have camps, like Butcher Block. But here, if you're willing to grind out all the LDON stuff, you can get some really good items. But the Adventure Stone, when it maxes out, is a really nice item. But it also gives you the personal ability to use the Call of the Hero spell, which if you don't have a mage in your party, that's huge. I mean, anyone who's ever gone to, was it Velk's Lab? If you remember that horrible zone where everyone slips on the ice and you can never get there, well, you know, you can easily call someone to the top if you have to do that by doing these LDON quests. Now, likely you'll be max level before that happens unless you're grinding out AAs. But just a really nice touch. Another nice convenience factor that they've put into Project Lazarus, in my opinion. All right, so I got to show you this guy real quick. This is Erubard here, and he runs a Bard, tank, and 5 Beast Lord. This guy is like a total beast. You can watch him on Twitch. He does all sorts of crazy stuff. Just a cool guy to be around. I think he's gonna set everyone up in formation for us. Look at that. Look at that. Just a total stud, man. This guy's awesome. So, yeah, you could have just about any group comp you want. Like, even Rangers are decent. Like, they can even tank a little bit on this server, which is great. So, you know, if you want to solo Necro, go solo a Necromancer. You wanna solo a Paladin, you can solo a Paladin. You can do all sorts of cool stuff on Project Laz. So, if, you know, it's kind of like Walt Disney. If you can dream it, you can do it. See, he's putting everyone, he's got all these scripts, he's got everything in like formation. My guys are like just they're like the Diet Coke of organized. So, but Eru's been around for a while. He's one of the OGs, I think, on this server, and just fun to watch and play around. So I'm just gonna plug his Twitch channel. Just if you get a chance, check in on him one night and watch the hilarity as he tries to go to hardcore Crushbone with his beast mode group and just farm AAs to his heart content. All right, one other thing I want to talk about is when you start the game and you roll a character, the first thing you should do, go to your inventory, go to your alternate advancement, and in the general tab, there are 3 AAs that are absolutely free to you, but you have to train them on each of your characters. One is Eyes Wide Open, 8 out of 8 ranks. This extends your extended target window. The second one is Origin. Origin lets you port back to the plane of knowledge once every 18 minutes. And the third one, which is really, really important, and I gotta find it in here, is called Mystical Attuning, and you get 5 levels of that. And the reason why you want to max these is because a lot of times the GMs will come on and throw out buffs. In addition, the XP pots take up a buff slot. You want to have at least 20 slots available to be able to get all those buffs. Plus, there are mobs that dispel buffs, and you really don't want your XP buff or like one of your really good buffs to get dispelled. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. The other thing is, there is this quest NPC kind of near Valium here, and she will give you a very easy quest for the Gift of Knowledge, and it's a Journeyman Lazarus Charm. What it'll do is if you can go to these various kind of lowish level dungeons, you can get a charm that will also instantly teleport you back without much of a cooldown to the plane of knowledge, which is really handy when you're done at the end of the night and you want to go home. You know, right now I have like a group origin button that I can just click, but that still takes about 10 seconds to go off. This is like instant, like the fellowship charms that you could get on live. So very important if you're wanting to try and maximize your time. This is a quest that's worthwhile doing. Now, when you first zone into Plane of Knowledge, and you have a choice, you can either do the tutorial, which the tutorial will give you, you know, the tutorial is just like the one in live, except it has a little bit better drops, and you can get a Lazarus weapon, which is like their own version of, well, it's just a little bit slightly buffed weapon to get you started. It's better than like Fine Steel. But they got these 3 NPCs here that give you armor quests. And these armor quests are cool if you are just starting out on Project Laz and you don't have any gear. because they will give you all your visible pieces, and they take you to level appropriate places throughout old EverQuest. So like the armor quest here for levels 1+ takes you to Blackborough, and then takes you to Befallen, and takes you to all sorts of places. And you can do that with your 6-box, or you can do that solo. The level 31 takes you to a bunch of different places that are level appropriate, and then the level 50+ takes you to a lot of the Qeynos zones and tasks you with killing some of the NPCs in there. So you get to visit, you know, Emerald Jungle. You get to visit the City of Mist, Old Seb, you know, Lower Guck. All those really cool places, and you get a reward for your 6-box team doing these things. I will say there is one quest I did not like in the armor quest, where you had to go kill the cockatrices in the Dreadlands. I spent an hour doing that, and I don't ever want to see a cockatrice ever again. It was awful. But the reward was worth it. Your main goal, really, when you're gearing your team, is to try to get them, in my opinion, I mean, a lot of people drop good stuff, and we'll talk about that in a second. They drop good stuff that they find. You can also find stuff on the Bazaar. But the first step really is to get your team into what I call the crafted Miramite, which a full set of crafted Miramite armor is about 120 to 130k platinum, which sounds really horrible, but you can accumulate that fairly well in a few grind sessions when you're up in your level and you're like grinding out like Cryptonadox, because you can absolutely grind out AAs and diamond coins. If you're new to the game, if you stick around Rubrae and you monitor out of character chat, people will literally drop items around Rubrae that you can just pick off the ground. People will literally just drop loot on the ground, you know, and you can just pick it up and do whatever you want with it. I don't have anything cool to drop on the ground, but typically when I'm farming fire, if I'm there for a couple hours, I almost always end up with a spear of fire, and so I drop it right on the ground, and almost always someone has rolled a paladin and they pick it up. So it's really cool. I mean, when I was getting started, someone dropped a fabled jagged sword of the Dragon Slayer. I think I still have it in my bank. And I just remember how thankful I was for getting that. I was just in awe that someone would just drop that weapon on the ground so a newbie like me could pick it up. Here's another one that got dropped on the ground for me, the Shimmery Jade Axe of Vengeance. 44 damage, 22 delay. Like, when you're level 5, that's a big deal. You know, to get a weapon like that. But yeah, there's quite a bit of gear that gets dropped. Either most of the time it's right behind Rubrae, but sometimes if it's too crowded, or they'll drop it behind Valium, which is the NPC that ports you to all the other zones. All right, so now let's talk about the Bazaar, which the Bazaar exists on Project Lazarus. Now, there is no offline mode, so that's a downer. But on my Ryzen 9 5950X, it uses like one instance in the Bazaar literally uses like 1% of my CPU. I know, because I'm staring at my Stream Deck, and with all this running, I'm only using like 14%. But people leave their Bazaar traders on like all the time. We're gonna go into the Bazaar and take a look. I'm gonna show you my own trader. But I want you to see like how the Bazaar works, 'cause I think it's really cool. Because we all can't be in EverQuest all the time. So first thing you notice is the Bazaar Concierge. When you want to get out of this zone, you just talk to her, and she will easily teleport you back from the Temple of Mar or to the Plane of Knowledge, which is very handy. Of course, there's a bank, so you can get all your fat loot out. You can see how broke I am right now, but I just bought Miramite for my daughter's team. A nice little surprise when she logs back on that I got her Berserker and her Shaman some stuff. We have Trader Nerium here. She's always selling bags. He belongs to some dude on the server, but look, got these bags here. Now, granted, there is a place that you can go and get backpacks for super cheap from one of the general merchants, but there are a lot of people here selling stuff. Now, the question is, how are you going to find stuff, right? Well, I'm going to show you how to find stuff. So if you first thing you notice, this Bazaar interface does not work. It does not work. All right? So let me show you how you find stuff on the Bazaar. All right, so you're going to go up here to LazarusEQ.com, because that's where you want to go to learn about how to download the client and all that. Everything is right here for you. You definitely want to join their Discord. But to get to the Bazaar, the Bazaar is like online. So you click this Bazaar link, and they have their own like Magilo. But let's say I want to find a fabled Earthshaker. I just type it in, and I can see everyone who's selling it. Right here, I'd probably buy it from Kohl's because it's 95 grand, which it's a pretty good deal on a fabled Earthshaker. It's one of the best weapons in the game for swarming mobs. You know, diamond coins. So let's see if my stuff has sold. And so here's everyone selling diamond coin. And let's see if Richardo Deals is on here. And she's not, which means my stuff's sold because I priced mine low. But this is how you could find out. So let's say that you're a newbie Shadow Knight and you want to find a 2H slashing weapon, right? You can very easily sort by price, see like the best stuff here. There's your fabled Earthshaker. I've never seen that one before, but that's a nice weapon. But Bone Cleaver is one of the best weapons you can get starting out. Just perfect. Would not recommend Windblade for anybody. But someone has got it up there for some reason because they think it's worth something. But either way, you can find all of your cool loot on the Bazaar right here. And they also have their own version of Alakazam. So if you want to see, if you want to figure out when a certain NPC spawns, so you can look up Lady Vox, for example. You can see, okay, fabled Lady Vox. Okay, you can see the level, how much health she has, what the damage is, what kind of stuff that she will cast on you, and what her drops are. So you can see the fabled Staff of Forbidden Rites drops off of her, the fabled Bone Bracelet, the fabled Rune Boister Belt, you know, all these things and what the chances are for them to drop. You know, the White Dragon Scales. All of that is all on LazarusEQ.com. So is a link to the Discord. And I highly recommend that you join the Discord and say hi and tell them that Richie Truxello or Richardo Xavier sent you because you saw this video. Or you can just call it, or Doc Legendary. Either way, people are starting to figure out who I am very, very slowly. I think the server admin sent me a message the other day. It's like, oh, I just made the connection. But I really want people to experience this server if they liked Everquest at all, because I want you guys to experience the fun without all of the headache and time sink that the original EQ was. And maybe some people out there, I mean, there's some people out there who love the poop sock, and that's fine. But, you know, I'm a physician, I got kids, I don't have all the time to sit there and grind forever and ever and ever. This server is made for people like us to have fun, to be able to play 6 characters, experience classes we've never been able to do, to get up to speed really quickly, to level really fast, but also have a grind at the end, to kind of have that whole number go up and get more progressively more powerful while still having a really good community to interact with. So now let's go back and find my trader, because evidently she sold some stuff. So how do I find someone? I type target. I'm going to type Richardo deals. Then I can look on my map, scroll in here, and there is Richardo deals right there. So I'm just going to run on over. You'd think I'd have it memorized by now, but I can never remember where I set up. I thought I'd set up next to him, but I think I'm on the other side here. There I am, Richardo deals. Look at me, and I got my Spear of Fire. Hi. All right, let's see how much money Richardo deals has from selling 2 stacks of diamond coin. Are you ready? We're gonna hand it over. All right, 112k plat. I think that's a good haul. Perfect. Let's go and bank that before I go out and die and lose it. I mean, I won't really lose it, but it'll be hard to get back. There we go. Now I got some money. Can buy some stuff, roll some alts, whatever I want to do. And remember, how do I get back to Plane of Knowledge where the rest of my team is? I just talk to Seller, the Bazaar concierge, and go back. Now you may be asking, how do I sell in the Bazaar? You go to the Merchant Tekorama here, and you literally buy these trader satchels, which are a platinum a piece. They hold 8 items a piece. You can max out at 80 items on a character. That's all you can do. You can't create multiple Bazaar mules. You have to get special permission to do that and demonstrate that you've been selling a whole lot of stuff. But trust me, 80 slots is more than enough. Even if you're selling trade skill stuff, it is more than enough. All right, so real quick, Damien would be really upset if I didn't talk about the rules, because every server's got to have rules, right? It's very simple. And I'm going to start with this first rule. Don't be a dick. Literally. Like, that is the #1 rule of this server, right? I'm going to tell you a funny story. I was grinding in the Crypt of Nadox one evening after work, and there was this guy who got on and started arguing. I forget. He was arguing over, like, armor class, and he was arguing over what AAs to get first. And he was like he was just really terrible about it, and people were like calling him out on it. And I don't know if he sassed one of the GMs, but one of the coolest things that ever happened in the history of EverQuest, I was swarm pulling. I had like 30 mobs behind me, and all of a sudden the screen just starts shaking, going upside down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck is wrong? I'm like looking at my monitor, trying to figure out what's going on. And like everyone in the server is like, what the hell is that? And the out of character channel is just like going crazy. And that was Damien literally hitting the ban hammer button on somebody. Like, they will ban you from the server if you piss them off. And it was literally just being mean to someone else for no reason. So, rule #1, don't be a dick. Rule #2, now they allow macro quest, but what they don't allow is you going AFK for hours and using your bot to kill over and over again. It says here, if you take a bathroom break, it's one thing, but I've seen the GMs, like one of the GMs thought I was AFK the other day and pulled the epic mob on me, and I'm just like, whatever, I'm here, I'm pulling stuff, but you pulled the epic mob on me, and what am I gonna do? Like, argue with the GM, So I just took the L, but I laughed the entire time, and that's okay. I'm almost never AFK unless my kids need me, and if I am AFK, I usually log out to the Plane of Knowledge and I just camp there, or I just leave my dudes online because somebody will pop an XP pot, and then when I go on and play next, I've got double XP. No warping or modified run speed or fly mode. I've never used those. I've never hacked on any server. There are people who do. I don't know what ghost killing is, but evidently if you find an exploit, like report it and let it get closed. There's a bug report in the Discord. People do that. And then this other one here, only 6 active characters outside of, of combat zones. So you're only allowed to have a 6 box. They monitor this by IP. There are people who play together. Like, for example, I have a kid who likes to play games with me, and I have to give her a lot of assistance, but she can play a little bit. She doesn't really talk to people because she's little, or little-ish. Don't tell her I said that. If she sees this later on, she could get mad at me. But I asked for permission first and got permission to do that, and I don't really abuse it. So stick to 6 characters. It's more than enough. I can't imagine trying to manage 12 characters simultaneously. That sounds like a nightmare. Actually, don't go make 50 characters and try to run them all at the same time. That's not kosher, and they will ban you. They have active GMs. Respecting other people's camps. When I first started, I was in Cryptonadox before I knew there was instances, and someone was swarm polling, and I was just like pulling one by one because I was like just getting started, and I could not do that. And someone like ran over me and trampled me, and I was like, oh no, and died. They came over and rezzed me and said how sorry they were. They said they were going to go grab their own private instance. I was like, no, I just want to see you do that because I want to see you swarm poll because I've never seen that done before. But generally, the rule of thumb is just be nice to your other players. Like, be nice to your fellow players. Like, don't steal their camps. If you zone in, like, you can see if you're using these third-party tools who's in the zone. You can see them on the map. I just say, hey, what are you camping? Can I help? What do you want me to stay away from? Like, literally, most of these zones, you can always, for a little bit of platinum, grab your own zone and have it to yourself if you really, really need something. So don't do that. So the devs are really active. They're really good people. Try to follow the rules. They will ban you. And don't be a dick, because that's what makes this server so great. Is on live, there are people who are just terrible. My own home server is just literally like a ghost town, but some of the people who play there are garbage. And I've experienced that firsthand. Thankfully, only once firsthand to me, but I've seen them be mean to other people and stuff. So Project Laz is a dick-free zone. So let's keep it that way. So in summary, my fellow Norrathian refugees, if you've got that itch for some Everquest nostalgia, in my opinion, there's no better place to get it than on Project Lazarus server. Now I'm going to show you where you can get the client and the 2 flavors of automation that you can get to play on this server. And I just want to reiterate that it is okay to play with automation on this server, which is what makes it so much fun. All right, the easiest thing to do, and probably the supported solution, is to go to LazarusEQ.com, and on their wiki page, on the front page here, you'll see this, MQ2 plus E3. That's the MacroQuest 2 plus the E3 package. It's a comprehensive guide that can be found here. There's all sorts of documentation, but here is the link to the download. You can also find it in their Discord. I highly recommend that you join their Discord by clicking the Discord button here. All right? And if you don't have a Discord account, you should. All right, so I moved to cover up my account, but this is the Red Guides forums, which is the Everquest multiboxing community. These people are awesome as well. This is where I learned to use automation to box EQ and had a lot of fun with it. If you want to use Red Guides, it requires a level 2 account, which you can either pay for, or you can just collect redcents and pay 50 redcents for. That's like their currency. So I'm going to share a little tip with you. The community is incredibly generous to newcomers. So what you do is you go to this Hail a Fire Beetle right here, this general chat forum, and just post an introduction post. All right? They've red scented them 29 times, which means they have a ton of red cents. Probably enough to get the emulator for at least 6 months. All you gotta do is be an active poster and post good content, and people will give you red cents. But they have basically their version, this download launcher, this Red Guides launcher of MacroQuest 2. And it's called Very Vanilla. It comes with some really good plugins called Chat with This Name plugins. I use those in combination with Kiss Assist or RG Mercs, which you can read about here once you get level 2 access. That's what I roll with. I will say the Lazarus specific MacroQuest in the E3 build tends to be more efficient, has a little bit more customizability compared to the other ones, but it's really pick your own poison. Plus, there's a lot more quality of life features in the Red Guides build. I will show you real quick, for if you're doing that, a couple tips for you to be able to play successfully on Lazarus, because you're going to need a specific build to be able to do so. All right, here we are. So covered up my username here. You'll see your username at the top here. When you're level 2, you can download this Red Guides launcher. But the important thing is, if you're going to play on an emulated server like Project Lazarus, you're going to follow their install guide just like everything else. But if you're going to use Red Guides to automate your team, what you do is you install everything and then make sure that instead of using live, which is like for the actual Everquest servers or test, you select Emu servers, and you usually click reinstall. It'll tell you the version. Make sure this launch with EQ-BCS with MacroQuest is updated. That's the chat server that you use to send commands to your team all simultaneously. And then this will help launch MacroQuest into the system tray. And I'm not going to give you a MacroQuest tutorial. There's people a lot smarter than me who have done that. There's lots of guides within the Red Guides forum. There's also guides for MacroQuest 2 in the E3 package. The Discord server has a lot of smart people who can help you set up with that. I've used both. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. One of them, I will say, the E3 package that comes with Lazarus is a lot better for looting. A lot quicker for looting, but it all kind of is the same either way you go. So I just want to show you that a little bit in case some of you are not technologically inclined, at least get you started on the path. If you go to Red Guides, tell them that Richie Truxillo or Doc Legendary sent them here when you make your post, and then we'll shower you with some red cents so you can get some level 2 within a day or so. And while I'm on that note, I'd just like to thank Sick, Chat with This Name, Redbot, and the Red Guides team, and everyone who contributes to the community over there. They were kind of like my gateway into six-boxing and really made Everquest fun again, and really took some of the horrible things about the game that were antiquated and increased some quality of life and made it so that I could enjoy the game again on these emulated servers. So thank you so much, guys. It's a lot of fun. I want you guys to give it a try. If you think it's your cup of tea, the learning curve is not that steep. All right, we're back. I got my polling spot here in the my favorite polling spot in City 1 or Castle 1 here in the Plane of Fire. Here you can see on my map. Here's another beautiful thing. You can see the mobs on the map. We were here, and now we are right here. So we're going to pull some stuff. But the first thing you'll notice is, oh no, I forgot to go to Rubrae and get my buffs. Well, that's why you buy the buff stick here. Are you ready? Watch the effects window up here in the upper right-hand corner. Click. Oh yeah. Look at that. Got tons of awesome buffs there. 45 diamond coin. So this is my dream team right here. I've got a cleric. I have a shaman. I have a bard who's singing and is going to be doing my looting for me. And I've got 2 berserkers. And we have this wonderful weapon, which is unique to Lazarus, because they have unique versions of fabled mobs that are tuned up and drop better loot. This fabled Earthshaker. Now, the base and delay don't look too great. It's 1-to-1, right? There's better delay damage ratio weapons out there. But look at this effect. 699 to 943 damage to all nearby enemies. Well, guess what? I've got one on my Shadow Knight, and I've got one for each of my berserkers. And they all have ingenuity and other stuff so they can crit proc. It's going to be fun when you pull a bunch. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go pull a bunch because that's what you came here for. You came to see the magic. So we're going to pull some mobs. There's no Bard Mez here. Just carnage. So we're going to pull them right back here. I'm going to pick one for them to hit. And boom. I'm going to start grabbing aggro. I'm going to hit that explosion of spite. All right. And then I'm going to call for assist here shortly. And once I call for assist, everyone is just going to go crazy. So wait for it. Hopefully here we go here soon. Oh, forgot to set the leader to crystalline. So right now I'm just kind of tanking everything myself because I'm crazy like that. So watch this. Spring in action. Oh yeah. It's Zerka time, baby. Probably should have taken out the chaplain first. Maybe we should do a bigger pull, right? That would be kind of fun. So look at those AA points coming in. That's because I got the XP buff. So I'm getting about 10% AA. And there's my bard who I've got set up to loot everything. So at the end of the night, I can go and just sell stuff. All right, let's dip in here. There's always some good stuff in here. Hey guys, how's it going? What's up, my dudes? Oh, yep, there's that plane of fire. Music. Let's do a little 5 pull. Oh, look, there's a friend. Come and get it. Drop my hate. And then engage. Watch him mow him down. I don't know if you can see in the lower corner there all the procs that are going off. But down here in the corner, you can see all the fun stuff. So look at that, 50% AA just like that. So we're recording, right? This is Laz. We want to do a bigger pull, so why don't we do 2 rooms at once and see what happens. We'll keep my bard busy. Let's see how the shaman and the cleric are doing well on mana. We're doing well, cool. I don't need to adjust my settings. Let's I'll show the DPS meter just for the heck of it. And some of the last veterans are gonna laugh because you know they have like 20,000 AAs and stuff. But for me, I'm having fun because like this is about as uber as I've ever been. You know. Playing the game. Oh, let's go in here. Oh, what's up, my dudes? Oh, let's go in here. Let's get an 8-for-1 combo. Come to Papa. Let's wait for all of them to get here. I'll pop my hate stuff. Look at that, 1 down already. Amazing. Let's just get a bird's eye view of what's going on here for you guys. So I have some scripts doing some taunts, so I'm also doing a lot of this manually. So I'm driving my tune manually. There's some options that you don't have to, depending on the scripts you use. Lazarus comes with its own script, a version of MacroQuest 2 that has the E3 package. And that is what is preferred. I tend to use red guides. I like red guides. I like the community there. They're really awesome folks. But you could use either or. They have an Emu build. It's a little bit outdated, but I make it work. I've done some little customizations to it. All right, let's see. What else can we do? Let's go pull the big one up here with all the chaplains and stuff. Hey, guys. How's it going? I need to get those AAs up where you don't get stunned as much. That would be cool. All right. Let's go for broke. Let's see if we die on this one. Let's see how well those augmentations helped. Look at that. Can't even fit them all in the extended target window. Let's do it, my son. Get it. Go Team Legendary. Knock them out. All right, let's go to the next one. We're killing it. Look at that. I think we're doing pretty all right here, guys. This is a lot. This is fun. You know, especially when you pull like 30 mobs at once in the Crypto Nadox. I got another video I did on that. Doing a bunch of pulls. It's gotten even better, but now I'm pulling, you know, Plane of Fire. I'd love to get to the point where I could pull the field without arguing the raid minis, but I tell you, those raid minis are a beast. Those just took me down not too long ago, so not quite there, but I'm working on it. All right. So look at that. We took that down, no problem, right? And that's what's fun about playing the game, is because in the old days, like, you would wait for hours to find a group, right? Sometimes you wouldn't even find a group when you logged on. But on Laz, you can play solo, and you get a little XP bonus for playing solo, and people will actually pick you up and take you into their groups. But you can basically tailor your team. And, you know, I don't even call them bots. I call them mercenaries, because they're basically do what I want them to do. Like, what I type in the script, like, this is what I want you to do at this certain percentage. I want you to cast this spell. I want you to heal me if I'm the main assist. If you're not a main assist, I want you to wait a little bit longer to heal them. You know, I want to steal aggro back at a certain percentage if they're getting close. You know, this ability activates this ability. You know, there's so many things that you can do with your team, and there's just all these different compositions. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, and some of the awesome cast of characters that I've met playing on Lazarus. We're going to do one more pull, just for the heck of it, just to show you how much fun you can have. We're going to go up the staircase. We're just going to pull the whole staircase, just because we can. Hey guys, what is up? Give me all that nummy delicious AAXP, please, because that's what I'm here for. Delicious AAXP. And if you drop some diamond coins, many thanks to you. Oop, gotta go to first person. I'm gonna go down the stairs. Howdy ho! Look at this. Here they come. And they're mad. Didn't get quite as many this time. Get my aggro stuff out. Look at that. Now I got watched by Cleric. My Cleric's taking a beating there. That's alright. Kaylee's got her back. So just a preview of what's to come later in the video. There's this dude named Erubard who streams on Twitch, and he runs a team, and there's another husband-wife team that does this too. And the first time I saw this, I was intrigued, because I was sitting there in Plane of Knowledge, and there's this dude. He's a bard. He's a bard, and he runs 5 Beast Lords in his group. And this guy runs the tier 4 hardcore zones, which are like the craziest stuff you can run, and does well. Like, just the amazing group compositions that you can pull off on this server is just amazing to me. So of course, I've started rolling my own Beast Lord team, and I can't resist. I'm also going to try a composition later on. I'm going to call them like Mage Team 6 or something like that, something dumb, and try to run like a box with like a tank and 5 mages or something like that. Not that they'll be able to do raid content or anything, but I think it'd be a whole lot of fun. Okay, I hope I didn't just pull the general. That was pretty close to the general. That would be bad if I did that. Oh, I can't go this way. I'm going to have to run back. Uh-oh. Don't you dare. Not on my video. You can't die on my video. That's not allowed. That's a party foul. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, we missed one. We have to go grab him, right? Danger. All right, here we go. Here they come. Come and get me. I'm right down here. All right, pop a heal on me. Show me some love. All right, they're heading straight for my cleric. But I'm ready for you. And grab that aggro right back. Now you're going to have to hate on me. Look at that, just evaporating. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, getting dangerously close. Oh no, I died on my stream. No. Epic fail. That's all right. I'm back. All right, keep it up. Keep it up. Let's see if they can salvage it. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, heal him, heal him. All right, Lily, it's up to you. Kill the Magus. No, this is going to be a wipe, folks. But that's okay. This is fun. I don't mind dying. It builds character. And I can come right back. I can get right back to this spot without having to pay any plat and loot my stuff. It's not no big deal. No big deal. Though I tell you, Kaylee and Christy are really holding their own there. Let's see if I can grab my corpse real quick and get back into this. See if I can at least get my Fabled Earthshaker. Oh, no, that was a bad idea. And here we are, we're back where we belong, in the plane of knowledge, dead and naked. Alright, so we're back. So obviously we've got our corpses recovered, we're back in the same place. My bard is looting stuff. That was not a bad recovery, and you notice my XP buff is still here. I didn't really lose anything because I got 100% XP resurrect. I just lost time. And that was a fun pull, you know? There are people who literally will pull this entire field right here. They will pull this entire field and kill it in one pull and farm AA that way. I'm nowhere near that. Like, I'm just getting started with Laz, but that's kind of the crazy stuff you could do in Project Laz. That's what makes this so much fun, is pushing the boundaries. But obviously, like some of the bigger zones, like hardcore Blackborough, hardcore Unrest, hardcore Mistmore, you can't do that. Like, I went to like one of the easy ones, like hardcore Permafrost, and I could take 2 of them at a time, but I pulled 4 and they just completely flattened my entire group. It was amazing seeing these little goblins just flatten the group like it was nothing. It made me feel really sad inside. But the other thing I want to say is, you know, remember I was talking about that buff stick, you know? Well, guess what? Back in action, Jackson. I clicked the buff stick once. I've still got 17 charges on it. It only cost me 45 diamond coins. And I guarantee you, before. I mean, look, there's a diamond coin right there, just dropping off of a guy. So, you know, the server is very generous with the currency. You know, there's lots of stuff that you can get very easily. You can recover very easily and get back into the game here. So we're gonna sit, get some mana back, and we will go and crush something. Just out of revenge, we will crush something. All right, so one of the fine traditions of being on the Lazarus server is when you get GM buffs, you go do something crazy that's a little bit out of your reach. Well, me, I got my GM buffs. I am a little bit underleveled. I don't have enough AAs for this, but I am going to go and show you guys hardcore Qeynos Hills. Yes, it's one of the lower tier ones, but absolutely one of the things that's really awesome about Project Lazarus is that they have they've own custom zones that are for hardcore in-game. And there's like tier 1 through tier 4. They're constantly working on it. I think it's amazing that they're putting in the effort to do this, and they're constantly working on it. I see it doing in the Discord. But I'm going to show you how this works real quick. My team is lagging. I don't know what's up with my cleric. My cleric's like got a stroke or something. I don't know. What is wrong with you, girl? I don't know. Come on, cleric. Do your thing. So how do you get to these hardcore zones? Well, you go through these Lazarus rifts. As you can see here, it says, would you like to enter hardcore the Qeynos Hills version 1? And so literally I just tell my group, all right, y'all are going to say enter 1. And then the death begins. Ha ha! In we go to lose our GM buffs. All right. So hang on tight. I'm going to do a little bit of setup with my team so they're going to follow me around, and I can get my bard looting. And then we're going to show you how quickly you can die in hardcore Qeynos Hills. Or maybe this will turn into like a really good montage where I like just own everything. That's not going to happen. I'm going to Dirtnap. And you guys are going to get to watch. All right. We are back and we are ready to die. We got rats, we got bats, we got all sorts of stuff. But the key is don't pull more than you can. I got some additional AC. I've got 3140 AC. I've got some shielding if you want to see my stats. I got shielding up to 30, avoidance up to 25. I've got combat stability and agility up to 13, which is not nearly enough. But we're doing this because we have the GM buffs, and we're going to be super awesome, and the team is following. There's a bat. That bat must die. Here we go. And we're doing better than I thought we would going off. All right. Hit the button and move this out of the way. Get the DPS meter here. All right. Zerker's hitting. Okay, we got 30% of an AA point. All right, go ahead and loot. We got some stuff. All right, cool. Let's go around and find some other stuff to blow up. Ooh, look at this rat. I'm a rat killer. Yeah. Yep. Except this guy like quads or something for 700 or something crazy. But not today. I have GM buffs. Oh, look, we got an ad. A wolf joins the fray, and he's after my poor Zerkers. You know what? We're not doing half bad here, guys. We're actually crushing it. Didn't expect that. Uh-oh. One of the Zerkers took a hit. All right, 27 AA. Nice. All right, we're gonna... This guy's just a yellow. We got some good loot here. I've never really Uh-oh. Well, did I pull a wolf? I did pull a wolf. It was like behind me. What the heck? I don't know why I'm using my mouse. I've got my hands on the keyboard. Why am I using my mouse to bash? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Qeynos Hills. I'd love to try it named if I could get it single, but it's going to be pretty hard. And look how much HP these guys have. Man, I'm doing some respectable DPS here for, you know... Not as much as my Zerkers, but that's okay. Healers are keeping up. This is good. We're going to go up here. Wait, this bat has a pet? Or is there another... Oh, crap. What's this axe broadsmith dude? Alright, he must die. Die, named. Or maybe he's not meant to. Maybe he's a quest. Oh, he's a quest NPC. Ha, I can't kill him. Derpity doo da, derpity a. Alright. Gnolls. All gnolls must die. Including gnoll peps. I'm just going to increase my main chat a little bit so I can see what kind of XP. Geez, even the pets give like 2%. Nice. Just nuts. All right. 2 AA points so far. Not bad. Champion Soul. It's for warrior only, so... Oh well. Kill the bat, kill the bat. So you can see these things, these bats are hitting me for, they're like triple attacking me sometimes for 3k damage. The GM buffs are really helping here, but they've also got this dark constriction on me. Look at this, disease counter, decreasing 100 by tick, you know, so there's I mean, and that was from the Gnoll pup I killed earlier. Now my shaman should be curing me, but I probably have it set up wrong. All right, we're going to try to take 2 on at once. It's too easy. Here we go, peeps. May the force be with me. Or the farce. Here we go. Go, go, go. There we go. Go, Zerkers, go. Do the thing. Look at that damage I'm taking, but my team's really whopping it in. Got that dual healer thing going. Hey, focus on me. All right, now I got you. All right, cool. We are in control. Got plenty of mana left. Rocking and rolling. These GM buffs definitely are fun, because you can do all sorts of cool stuff with them. Though what's funny is that these guys are casters. What is this thing here? This task casting Tigger's insects on me. The heck? Some angry gnolls, let me tell you. All right, let's look at our map here. Where are we at? So we got go around and kill more. Endless mana. So we're doing the thing, folks. We're doing a hardcore zone, but I've got GM buffs to help me out. If you're asking about the GM buffs, what they do, like this is one of the GMs. His name is Cage, and he's always like buffing people, usually in the mornings. But look at this: triple attack chance by 30, melee speed by 70, skill damage by 100. That's just one of them, right? You know, just all this critical modifier, just insane. This is fun. I should probably be doing something more useful with my buff, like working on my anguish access. What is this? Snake? No, I hate snakes. Snakes must die. Hey, come back here. I want to see what kind of crazy poison you have. I'm going to get aggroed by that skeleton, aren't I? Nope, he's ignoring me. I don't know what trickery that is. Now, the real question is he going to drop a snake egg? I doubt he will. Look at that. There's a freaking bear running. All right. This bear must die. Die, brown bear. You're a menace. Whoa. Did you see that crit string? Jeez. Go, Zerkers, go. Oh no, we got aggro from a king snake. It's an ad. And I'm running like AoE weapons on my dudes, so there's no like mezzing anything. Like we are just, it's what you see is what you get. All right, good clutch heal there, folks. Oh my gosh. Clutch heal. Guys gonna have to work hard to keep me up. All right. Loot up. See what kind of loot we get. We get anything good? Another champion soul. Like, I don't know what they're for. Like, I don't have a warrior, so. My kid's got a warrior. I give him to her. But let's see here. Let's see. Where else can we go? There's a Null Watcher. Ooh. Is that a named wandering? Is that a named wandering? Glowers at me dubiously. All right. Can I hail him? Is he hailable? No, he's dead. Nope. Can't kill him. All right. Never mind. Oh, crap. That was almost potential. But I don't think I can take 3 on, guys. I think 3 is my limit. Grizzly bear. Man, it took a third of my Zerker's HP in like 1 round. Oh, quad in blind in flurry. What the heck? He's an angry bear. He's a very angry bear. The angry bear is worth 34% AA though. I'll take that. All right. All skeletons must die. There we go. Ha! I haven't heard that sound in a while. That skeleton sound. Anyone who played in 1999 remembers their first time going into Befallen or Unrest and hearing that skeleton sound. Oh, we got an ad. The Whiskered Bat of Death. All right. 28 AA for that. Let's see if the bat's worth more. Oh, stop with the blinds. Uh-oh, better heal me. Life tap, life tap. Sheesh. Uh-oh, I got a phone call, guys. Cut. All right, stop. You hear that? That is classic EverQuest. That brings back, like, East Common Lens for the first time leaving Freeport. Or my favorite, that horrible run through Kithakor Forest. And we are in the dangerous, hardcore Qeynos Hills. All right, now is this? Who is this dude? It looks like he's this... I don't know who all the names are here. Someone's probably going to laugh at me like, who's all the names? We're going in here and we're killing these guys, and pretty much every third or fourth kill, we're getting an AA point, which is really, really good. Now, granted, like, to be considered like top, like getting to the top tier, like you have to hit level 70, which is like your first goal, and then you need to grind out, you know, like 20k AAs, at least on your tank, to be able to take down some of their custom mobs, like the Fabled Mastered Yale and some of the other really cool custom encounters they've come up with. Raid encounters, on that note, can be 2 or 3 grouped. If you all have a 6-box and they actively encourage that, there's raid mechanics and things like that. So they've really put a lot of thought into some of the late game encounters. And I am not even targeting the right thing. What is wrong with me? That's because I'm doing too many things at once. I'm talking and playing and all that. Oh, look. Come back. This one's yellow. It should give me a bunch. I bet at least it gives me 40 if it doesn't kill me first. Took a chunk out of my cleric, though. I need to get my cleric kind of geared up. Oh no, do we have an ad? Oh no, it's just a pet. Oh! Live tap, live tap. Holy smokes. Come on, healers, help me. Help me, healers, help me. Oh, Dirtnap killed by the bat. Oh, wait, they're tagging me back in. Team's tagging me back in. Go, go, go. Kill it with fire. Oh, I died again. See, this is what happens to me. I get caught in a death loop. Oh, Zerker's down. Oh, they're tagging me in again. Something's going down. Did they kill it? They killed it! Yes! Ha ha! Oh my gosh. They killed it. Unbelievable. All right. So, time to get a res. It is time to get a res. Let's see. Already res this one. And I think she res this one as well. And then... let's see. I'm gonna res my Berserker here, who's coming back. Yep. That's a nice little corpse retrieval. That'll save me a few hundred plat right there. Good job, team. They stayed on target. All right. So that's going to do it for Hardcore Qeynos Hills. Obviously, Probably don't belong here without GM buffs, and I bit off more I could chew there, but that's okay. We are going to engage a team here on manual mode and get everyone ready to port out. And just with one click, we are piecing back out to Plane of Knowledge. And that's how easy it is to do so. You just make yourself a hotkey. It's like here I have my group origin. Literally this command right here just tells everyone to activate my origin command. And we are back in good old Plane of Knowledge. Except for my casters who didn't know what they were doing and stayed behind because they were casting. I tell you what, that shaman's always doing that cannibalization every time. They'll be along shortly. Hang on. You'll see them pop in shortly. Oh, there comes Crystalline. Kaylee. All right. The team is back together. Y'all remember that show growing up? I think it was on Fox. It's called MXC with the hilarious announcements. There was basically a lampoon. You know, they had these lampooning announcers, and they were making fun of this show called Takashi's Castle or something like that. But my dad and I, when he was alive, we would watch that show and we laughed our butt off. But one of the things he used to say is, "Don't get eliminated." And so that's what I say every time I get GM buffs. But alas, I always die.